I'm actually getting to the point of when I watch Arsenal play football, it's almost inevitable that they aren't going to concede goals. I'm at the point now where I just look at the organisation from Arteta and the coaches, and the narrative was they only keep clean sheets when it's Gabriel and Saliba. 6 clean sheets in a row. Right, let's just talk about that in isolation. 6 clean sheets in a row. This team here that lost tonight, match reaction will be out for that on the second channel, have kept 7 clean sheets all season. 8 clean sheets all season. Apologies. And they've kept 6 in a row. Like 3 goals conceded in 13 or 14 games. Back-to-back wins in the League Cup. Top of the Premier League. Flying in the Champions League. Like, at what point do we just sit here and go, the major silverware is pretty much a guarantee at this point now. This Arsenal team tonight, you know, huge changes. Huge changes. None of the back line that played at the weekend, you know, played tonight. But the same defence goes out there and gets a clean sheet. None of the back line that played Crystal Palace, Calafiori, Gabriel, Timber, or Saliba, all Raya played, those back 5, the back 4 and the keeper, but it's still the same outcome. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've got a cold. I feel like crap. Winter's coming. We're out of the cup. And that lot down the road, I just don't get it. Like, it's jarring. It's so frustrating looking at how clinical again they are today. Strong defensively and clinical again. And you look at a team, right, that today started academy graduates Nwaneri, academy graduates Max Dowman, Anus, the young striker, Lewis Skelly, academy graduate. Eze, those years ago, was in that academy. And you just think, like, I'm at the point where it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You can't stop it. It's going to happen. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We are on our road to 100,000 subscribers. If you haven't already and you enjoy the content, please go down, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 82,000. We're about 60 away from 82,100. If we hit that, that'd be absolutely glorious. The all-in match reaction out to Crystal Palace 3, Liverpool 0. And make sure you check out the second channel. It will be pinned for the Newcastle 2, Spurs 0 reaction. I can't, like, our performance tonight, shocking in that second half. And I look at this lot today, you know, look at that bench. Gabriel, Timber, Saka, Rice, Trossard, Calafiori, Zubimendi, and Gyökeres. Have you seen a more stacked bench this season? And I'll be honest, you know, Brighton had some good opportunities. They had some decent possession. They had some decent chances. But it's almost like it's going to be the same outcome. Kepa Arrizabalaga, I think he made 6 saves. Mosquera and Hincapié, good today. Mosquera got 90 minutes. Merino, 90 minutes. Norgard, 90 minutes. Lewis Skelly, 90 minutes. Which essentially tells you that Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori, and Timber will come in, as well as David Raya. Declan Rice and Zubimendi will both play against Burnley. Nwaneri got 90 minutes. Eze got 83. You'd imagine Martinelli will come back in. Gyökeres will come back in. It's a Brighton side that made a lot of changes. I'm a big fan of Belieber. I thought he was good today. You know, and the first goal comes in the second half from Nwaneri. Some really, really good pieces of play from Merino, and it's a really, really good finish. Whipped into, runs onto it with his left foot towards the far corner, and there is absolutely nothing that Steele can do. And it is 1-0 Arsenal. And you're kind of like, at that point, when they scored, I just said to myself, well, that's that game done. Because you're looking at a defense right now. Like I said on the other day on a video, I don't subscribe to this boring, this absolute made up load of crap, this Arsenal play boring football. You know, I don't subscribe to that, because I look at the Premier League and they've scored the second most amount of goals. Only Chelsea have scored more. They've got the best goal difference in the league. They've scored the most goals. They've conceded the least amount of goals in the League Cup, in the Champions League, in the Premier League. The best goal difference in the Premier League. They're in the League Cup quarterfinals. They're flying in the Champions League. The amount of rotation that Arteta is able to make due to how deep the squad depth is. You're looking at it right now, and apologies if I do keep sniffing. I have got a cold. Right on cue there as well, wasn't it? I look at the depth in numbers that this Arsenal team have, and I'm just looking at it going, how do you stop this? How do Arsenal make, from the team that won at the weekend in a tough game against Crystal Palace, the same Crystal Palace that have just turned up to Anfield and scored 3 goals, right? This Crystal Palace side have just beaten Liverpool. So when everyone was saying it was a boring performance at the weekend, the only player that started in that win against Crystal Palace was Eberechi Eze. Every other player that come in was rotated. It was. Every other player was a rotation. So when you look at Saka comes off the bench, when you look at Gabriel comes off the bench, Timber comes off the bench, Declan Rice comes off the bench, Leandro Trossard, those players all started in a win against Crystal Palace. And it was the same outcome. It was another win and another clean sheet. Just look over to the right here for a second. Look over here to the right. Chelsea concede 3 goals to Wolves, bottom of the league Wolves. Liverpool concede 3 goals against Crystal Palace. We concede 2 against Newcastle. Swansea scored against Man City. Fulham are in a penalty shootout right now with Wycombe Wanderers. But this Arsenal team have got 6 clean sheets in a row against Atletico Madrid, Brighton, Palace, Fulham, Olympiacos, West Ham. Concede 1 against Newcastle, clean sheet against Port Vale. Concede 1 against City, clean sheet against Forest, Bilbao. Clean sheet against Liverpool. Concede against Liverpool. Clean sheet against Leeds and Man United. Like, it's inevitable right now that they're going to win every game with a clean sheet because of how strong that back line is. And for everyone saying, oh, it's just the back 4 that are too good. Well, what's your argument now when they're changing their entire back line and goalkeeper and going and keeping a clean sheet against a very attacking Brighton side? You know, the second goal comes from Bukayo Saka. The narrative of he doesn't score in play goals, but he just did tonight. Like, every single week, there seems to be a new narrative, whether it's about Liverpool, Florian Wirtz being 0012, or Xavi Simons being 0012, although Xavi Simons was poor tonight. But this Arsenal team just keep brushing the narrative aside and just keep winning. And at this point, you have to look at it and go, they are a serious problem. This isn't a joke anymore. Categorically, this isn't a joke anymore. Major silverware, major honours is coming to the Emirates this season if they carry on playing like this. You know, I'm going to bring up, I said, not to say I told you so, but I am going to do that Liverpool would go on a bad run of games. I said they'd lose to Galatasaray. I said they'd lose to Chelsea. I didn't fancy them against Brentford. I didn't fancy them tonight. I said, if Arsenal are going to expand the gap, It will be now. 7 wins in a row. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wins in a row with Burnley, Slavia Prague, and Sunderland, their next 3 before the international break. If they win all 3, that's 11 wins in a row, guys. This isn't normal stuff. When Man City were doing this, it was Man City's brilliance, their 14, 15, 16 game unbeaten run. When Arsenal do it, it's boring football. And God help us on the 23rd. Because if we think we're breaking that back line down, you got another thing coming. Bayern Munich will be a really interesting game. Harry Kane at the moment. Bayern Munich won 4-1 against Cologne. They are one of the teams to beat in Europe. And Arsenal will fancy their chances against Chelsea. Now they've got 3 away games in a row where they've beaten Man United away, where they've beaten Newcastle away, where they've beaten Fulham away. So they're on a good run of away games. I do expect them to go and win the next 3. And tonight, it was all about getting the job done and rotating players. I think Brighton had more XG, more shots on target. But the only stat that really matters, and the only stat that Arteta and all the Arsenal players will care about, is the fact they got the win. And they got the win because of how strong that defense is, how well drilled they are. And at this point in time, I don't care what no one says. They are the team to beat. Make sure you check out the Liverpool match reaction, subscribe to the second channel, and check out Newcastle 2, Tottenham 0. And I'll see you next time. I'm out.